buzzwords about books, Ben.
A quart of milk and eggs. That's my joke. I thought of it at the grocery store the other day when I was looking at a quart of milk and eggs.
We did it. we're old.
Yeah. It's two old men talk about romantasy, which is literary erotica for, I guess, middle-aged women. I think that's fair. Sarah J. Maas isn't. She's older than me, right? Yeah, I can say that. She's got to be older than me.
Yeah, she's older than you by not a whole lot, but like enough.
Enough. Wow, she really isn't older than me by that much.
No.
Yikes.
You better get started. She's got 3 whole series.
Yeah, I was going to say. I can't write the things she writes with a straight face. So I'm not mature enough.
Hey, we don't know if she writes it with a straight face.
You're right. That's true. Yeah. So we're back with a quart of, okay, hang on. Oh, shit. A quart of something in ruin.
Yep, you got one of them.
A quart of, oh God. These names do not stick with me because there's so many of them. I want to say a quart of wings in ruin, but that doesn't make sense.
That is correct, actually.
Oh, that doesn't make sense.
That is correct.
I thought I was conflating 2 of them.
No, I think it was Mist and Fury, and then Thorns and Roses.
Thorns and Roses, I think, is the only one that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know how she named the others.
And again, because I've went with the grocery store thing, I'm just thinking of chicken wings. It's like spicy chicken wings.
Ruined the chicken wings.
The spicy chicken
you left
wings.
them in the freezer. Now they're all frostbitten.
Or the wings ruin you.
Oh.
Think about
That's
that.
Right, that's true.
Think about that. So it picks up right sort of where the last one left off.
Do you remember where the last one left off? Where the broad strokes, I shouldn't say that. The broad
Stop
the
saying
overarching
broad.
Points.
There you go.
Where are the thick points from?
Puissant. It's a joke. Only for Words About Books superfans. So the broad strokes of like the entire series thus far?
Just the last book.
Okay, just the last book.
Key important points.
I will tell you, just to go back to the first book, I forgot that they were wearing masks.
Oh yeah. That was part of the thing.
That was a super important part
masks.
of it. Yeah.
But now they're all gone. The masks have been removed. She broke the curse.
Yeah. But okay, in the last book, so Feyre had been physically and psychologically tortured under the mountain. She had, died, in fact. All the High Lords got together and figured the very least they could do was each give her a chunk of their power and make her immortal. And then she goes back to the Spring Court with Tamlin, and Tamlin is messed up and she's messed up, but Tamlin's like, you know what'll fix everything? We should get married right now. But Feyre subconsciously, she doesn't want to get married right now, and she's not eating. She's not doing very well at all. Tamlin is being very controlling, very possessive, limiting her like movements, and she'd made a deal with Reese. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
She'd made a deal with Reese to go to the night court, which, as an old person, does remind me of the old sitcom more than a spooky court. And she promised to go there like what, like they had some kind of
once
divorced
3
dad
times a month or
arrangement.
something like that.
Yeah, she gets, and she does Christmas at his house and Thanksgiving at Tamlin's, and so he hasn't called it in though. It's been a couple of months, and they're thinking like, oh, maybe he's not going to do it. Maybe he was just messing with her. But then on the day of the wedding, she's freaking out, and I think she melts the ring off her finger. With her powers go out of control, and she doesn't know what to do. She doesn't want to get married, and like her body's just rebelling. And then Rhys swoops in, sexy like, and teleports her out of there. And she hangs out in the night court, and she's like, I want to go back. And he's like, do you? She's like, yes, right now. And he's like, well, there's the door. And she's like, well, I mean, I'm not going to walk. He's like, well, then I'm not going to take you. And they do that for a while. She's very standoffish. And he tries to like show her that he's not so bad. And then there's, I keep trying not to call them Illidan, which I'm 99% sure is where she gets the name. Illyri. So it turns out Rhys is half Saiyan, but these Saiyans have bat wings or something. And they still shoot energy blasts, though, like Saiyans. They're a warrior race. I'm 90% sure. I know she watches anime, so I'm like 90% sure they're Saiyans. And this whole thing is just Dragon Ball Z Sailor Moon fan fiction. And
yeah, but it's original IP you can sell. So that's the key. That's the trick.
Okay, so I think she cozies up to Rhys's friends before she cozies up to him. So he's friends with...
Yeah, because he was kind of an asshole, but it turns out he was a secret nice person and just pretending to be an asshole.
Yes. So there's 2 Illidans and a Morrigan. And the Morrigan is cool. She's like your best gal friend. And the 2 Illidans are cool.
Are you calling them Illidans on purpose?
Kind of. And one of them doesn't talk a lot and has a crush on the Morrigan.
And has for the last 500 years. We'll have to talk about that once that comes up. Because we talked about that, like... Man, can you imagine having like an early 20s or high school mindset when you're over 500 years old?
I can't imagine.
I lived it like a decade and a half ago. I can't even imagine it anymore.
No, I can't relate to the youth. It's everybody in our Discord keeps pointing out. I'm very old. I know. I don't like first-person presentations. They're calling me old. They're saying somebody told me third person reminds them of old-timey books, and I was like, God, I'm so old. I don't understand anything anymore. I don't know how the kids... I don't even know what tense they use these days, Nate.
Second person, future tense.
You will. You will have done. No. So, okay. So she starts training with one of the Illyri, and that's fun for her.
Yeah.
One of the Illyrians, and that's fun for her. And she's starting to notice, like, yeah, Rhys is the bad guy here. He's definitely the bad guy, but like, he's also really like encouraging, and I think he
teaches her.
He literally taught her how to read, and
Hulk Hogan had to do that all by himself.
Not many people know. Pictures can be sounds, brother, but they can. So he teaches her how to read. He teaches her how to fight. Kind of lets her wander around wherever she wants. None of these were things Tamlin would ever let her do. And she starts wondering, like, why do I think in terms of what Tamlin would let me do? And I think the game was pretty much over when he showed her the townhouse and his cool hipster city.
Yes. He's
with
got a
its
whole
art.
secret Seattle.
Yes, he's got an art district. They have amazing coffee. They go to a fancy restaurant. He's got like the coolest townhouse in the hippest part of town. All his friends hang out there, and they're everybody likes him, and they're very popular. And like, it's just like suddenly she's living like a modern, young professional in the city, and she's really enjoying
Instead of
that
in like
lifestyle.
a feudal
Yeah.
society. Yeah.
Instead of being a feudal princess, she gets to live like upper middle class in a nice city. And it turns out she likes that better. Who would have thought? And it turns out Reese is, his backstory is as tragic as he is nice. And that's going to be a theme that applies to most of his friends.
Yeah.
They're bonded together by shared tragic backstories, but also shared like super chill dudes. And he tells her like, look, I have to keep up a facade. Now I have some questions about the facade, Nate. Because it doesn't sound like he was very committed to the facade before they lost the war.
No, they won the war. But
Or
then
won
they
the
got
war.
cursed by Amarantha 50 years prior to the first book.
Okay, so
And I guess then he was like, I'm an ass.
How long ago was the war?
500 years ago.
Okay, that might be what I was missing then. That makes a little bit more sense. Because I was going to say, it seems like everybody just knows like she's trying to go along with the whole like, no, of course he's a jerk. I would never want to be with him. And the one guy's like, yeah, I knew him 500 years ago, and genuinely just a really nice guy. Really loved the arts. Surprisingly modern mindset, considering everybody were around. Like, he was just it's not lining up with what you're telling me about him, and I suspect he might be pretending to be a jerk for reasons unknown. But it's all a facade. He wants to scare people away from the Night Court. He wants to protect its secrets. He wants to make sure it's not a desirable
He wants to make sure no one knows where secret Seattle is, or even that it exists, until he doesn't. He gives it away, and everyone knows about it.
He doesn't give it away.
No, he does.
I remember this. He's trying to get the allegiance of some human queens.
Yeah, before we jumped there to just Side Quest City, which is what that second book was mostly. She does go back to Tamlin's court because this is, still that divorce arrangement, and he like locks her inside, and she has a horrific panic attack, and he sends some of his friends to break her out of there.
Yeah, there really are like a lot of side things. Because I'm thinking like the main plot is that I guess Hybern, the old nation of Hybern, where Amarantha, it turns out she was just a mini boss. There's a whole nation of Amaranthas, and they're coming. And they're getting the cauldron, which is in fact a cauldron. It's not even a surprisingly big cauldron. It's just a regular sized cauldron of
and Hybern
galactic importance.
He located the legs of the cauldron, so now it can stand up.
You would, I mean, that's a critical part of a cauldron.
Yeah, that was what was holding him back. He had the cauldron, but it kept rolling around, so he couldn't use it.
In the first book, I had foolishly thought that the cauldron was a metaphor, much
Was a
like they say, America is a melting pot. Like it's not a
yeah,
literal
or like a
melting
myth,
pot.
or yeah,
Yeah. It's a way of
like maybe
imagining
the
what the
world was
universe
poured
is.
from a gigantic cosmic cauldron.
Well, yeah,
And
like
that was their big bang.
our entire world is actually built out of the body of Ymir. Odin killed him, and his brains are the clouds, and his hair is the
Yeah.
grass, and his
And then you find out that that is literal. Those
yeah,
are
it's
literally his
literally
brains.
yeah. But that's okay. There's a cauldron. I would have chosen a more intimidating artifact, but there's a cauldron. And if they get this cauldron, if they get all 4 or whatever pieces of the cauldron, then they could basically reshape reality. They can kind of do whatever they want.
They can destroy the wall separating fairy world from human world.
Which is an unimaginative way to use that power, but that's what they want to do. So, and that would be bad. So we got to stop them. And the way we're going to stop them is we're going to poison the cauldron, or we're going to nullify the cauldron.
Yeah. But
And
first you need a book.
you need a
And
book.
so you need to go to the summer court to get the book. And then what else did they do? I feel like they definitely did more side quests. It was a lot of hanging out in part
So you
2
need
of
like
that book.
you need a blue key, a red key, and a green key.
Yeah.
And sometimes like you get the red key first, and then you can unlock some doors. But then you remember that there was a room that had a red key, and then and then there was a blue chest in the red key room. So you got to go back once you get the blue key, and you got to do that. It's really just an excuse to hang out and do fancy stuff and bond. Like it's very side questy, but I think I gave it a pass because you like watching these people hang out. Like they're
Yeah.
having fun. And
yeah, he gives away Valaris to the human queens because he
he's
wants
trying
their
to
allegiance.
and he's
So
trying
he
to
had
well,
to
he's
get
trying to
like
show them
a truth
that
scene something, and then he's like, "See, I created Seattle."
yeah, he's trying to prove
So
that he's actually not as bad as his reputation
yeah,
indicates.
would a bad guy create Starbucks?
Yes. Well,
and
yes. Yeah. Not the worst guy, but yeah. If a good guy created it, though, you would never have heard of it. So
yeah, it's
there
true.
is that. So those human queens, they wind up betraying Reese. You're going to have to refresh my memory. They do start banging at some point.
Oh God,
and
yeah.
I don't remember
They go
why.
to town because he's hot. But
Yeah,
eventually,
I understand that.
Yeah,
What's the
he's hot.
inciting incident?
I don't remember. I remember the petting, the intense petting in the Court of Nightmares.
That was hard to forget.
Where he was publicly just she's dripping just everywhere. It was a little
Nate, I've told you many times my limit where an erotic scene crosses into pornography is the fluids. As soon as you start talking about that, it is something else now. And oh my, was that kind of gross? Not gonna lie. I kind of gross, yeah. But I don't remember. But they had to already be like kind of into it by that point, right?
Yeah, they were already into it by then because eventually Reese gets shot by like some ash arrows. Oh yeah, Seattle is also attacked, but they fend him off. But then he gets hit by ash arrows, and she's like, I don't know how to heal him, so she goes after the cereal again. It's like poetry; it rhymes, and the cereal is like,
it's like poetry.
Here's how
it's the same thing.
Yeah, you heal him with the sun power. Also, he's your mate. And she's like, what? And so
that's what I was looking for. That's what I was trying to remember. Because I knew he knew the whole time.
Yeah.
Did he know when she was human? Yeah, he did.
Yeah, yeah, because he saw like visions in his dreams that she was coming. Not like that.
Yeah.
Like she was coming to the fairy world. She was gonna cross over the wall,
He
and
saw
then
a
he
couple
sought her
things.
out. Yeah, he sought her out at the spring court, like during the solstice, or I guess it'd be the equinox. And then
No, wasn't it the solstice?
I thought it was the spring equinox.
The solstice is their sex party, right?
Yeah, well, maybe one of one of the things that they did in the first book. He sought her out, and he protected her while she was under the mountain as best as he could. And yeah, so he knew, and she was like, "When were you gonna tell me?" And then they ended up hooking up for real.
So, yeah, no, I must have mentioned it in the other episode, but I know that's a thing. That's become a bit of a trope in romance is the fated pair, or the like everybody had the soulmate kind of thing.
Yeah, but in this book, they at least also point out that like it's weird if you're not both into it. Lucian.
I was gonna say I don't like it. I think I have said this before. This is
Yeah,
starting to feel very
we
familiar.
definitely were
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
that's fucking weird. Because what happens is part 3 of the last book is a little rush. It's like 100 pages or something, or 150 pages, and they're going to go nullify the cauldron. And you, the reader, are like, "There's no way they're nullifying the cauldron in like 100 pages. That's not happening." And fails, and the because Feyre couldn't hold on to the book, like she couldn't cast the spell. It would have killed her if she would have tried, I guess, and no one told her that, or no one knew. And the attack party gets taken out, and then Hybern gloats a bunch, and then the human queens are there. They betrayed them, and then they dip Feyre's sisters into the cauldron, like how they dipped the cartoons in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And now Feyre's sisters are also immortals and also have PTSD. And Tamlin was there. That's right. Tamara and Lucian was there, because Lucian then looks at Feyre's younger sister and is like, "We're a mated pair." And
But
it's
it's
like,
worse than that because Tamlin is the reason
ooh,
that they knew about the sisters in the first place. It was Tamlin and that high priest lady.
yeah,
Yeah,
Ianthe.
Yanthe.
So then Feyre pretends that she's just been enthralled by Rhysand this whole time, and she really just wants to come home with Tamlin. She uses that as a way to get Rhys spared, and then they manage to flee after Feyre causes some sort of diversion, I think. And so Feyre is like, "Oh, I'm so glad I'm going back to the spring court where I belong. I love you, Tamlin, and also you, Hybern, my new king and lord. Hooray!"
I don't know if she lays it on quite that thick because I think
No, she doesn't.
she's like, I,
I
you're
don't
all
know
right,
what
Tamlin.
happened. Oh, my
Yeah,
brains are all scrambled. Oh my gosh, Tamlin.
I
I'll
love
learn to
you,
love you
Tamlin.
again
Don't touch me.
someday.
Don't fucking touch me.
Yeah. Yeah, the PTSD. The PTSD is too much. I'm not ready for that kind of relationship just yet. And that's where we're at the beginning of this book. And we spent all that time recapping it because, as I told Ben, I've got like 8 pages of notes, and part 1 is 1 1/4 of that. Part 1 is not very long at all.
I think it's good to recap it because a lot of it does really just jump in right from that point. And they there's a lot of stuff to juggle with Hybern showing up and Tamlin still being weird and the high priestess. There's a lot of weird like little politics going on in the summer court. This is the
Spring court. Spring court.
whatever spring court.
It's important, Ben.
Any
What
court where
season are we in?
any court where the sun is out most of the time is not a court I would visit. So
Yeah, night court for life, right?
night
Maybe
court for life.
dusk or dawn, because sun's not fully up in the sky, it's just right. I could live with that too.
Or I could live in Halloween Town. I like that one.
Halloween Town.
Um, but yeah, so it's also weird that Halloween Town has the firepower.
Where is Halloween Town? Where are we talking
The
about?
Autumn Court.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's like my favorite season. So,
Yeah, obviously.
yeah,
But
so
like,
it's
wouldn't
clearly the
summer be
best.
fire? Like, don't you have bonfires in summer?
No, because there is a fire ban in effect because of how dry it is. You don't want to accidentally light everything on fire and it spreads.
The summer courts have been getting pretty intense since the humans started burning all that oil. So this is Feyre's villainous arc. If you're a fan of Otome Isekai or any of that like webtoon stuff, there's always every Regency era drama. The Korean comics love the Regency era stuff. There's always a villainess. She's always, wearing like big poofy dresses and manipulating people and
Hell yeah.
playing everybody against each other. And now
I did
Feyre,
like that she was actually doing stuff.
I liked it. It was a little corny. Like it was a little wish fulfillment-y for me. Like she's just everybody in the spring court is just so goddamn stupid. I guess that's my problem. Is like I don't know. It's not so much that Feyre is coming up with these brilliant plans as it is everybody else is just like really gullible. But I think Tamlin is legit insane now.
He is not the character from the first book, that's for sure.
No, it seems like
he
an
always had some
different guy.
Yeah, he was definitely the Beast from Beauty and the Beast before, where he definitely had like anger issues, but like he could be compassionate. Now he is just a crazy vengeance. He's like frothing at the mouth at all times.
It's like in Avatar: The Last Airbender, the when Azula becomes Fire Lord, and like for 2 episodes she's just losing her grip on reality.
Yes.
Yes. Tamlin all the time. He's seeing people in the shadows. He's just randomly like nuking stuff. I yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't like Tamlin, obviously. He sucks now. But I don't know what happened. Like, I guess in the first one we have the excuse that he went nuts after Feyre. I guess I have one more question. In a world where everybody has a mated bond in their future, does everybody have one?
I don't think so. I don't think everyone does.
Oh, it's just some people wind up having these?
Yeah, some people do, and some people don't.
I was just saying, because it seems like a hell of a liability to get married to somebody who's not sharing a mated bond with you, if you know that you're eventually going to meet someone who you do have one with. But yeah, so Tamlin, he's trying to figure out like, hey, when do you want to reschedule the wedding? So it's too soon, Tamlin. It's too soon.
I've got the PTSD, Tamlin.
I've got the PTSD. And he's like, I know. And he puts a hand on her shoulder. Don't fucking touch me, Tamlin.
I mean, I'm just not ready yet.
I mean,
piece of shit. You know
what?
Dick.
You know what I mean? I said what I said. Yeah, she's not very nice to Tamlin.
Lucian, you can touch me though, but only when
So
Tamlin is watching.
that's the other thing I didn't. I guess you're supposed to like it, but she's trying to make Tamlin fight Lucian, and she's doing that by making Lucian. She's trapping him in all these like sitcom style misunderstandings, where she's like, oh, I had a nightmare and his room was next to mine, and I put on my tight negligee or whatever, and I went over there, and I made sure Tamlin knew I was going over there. Or she made sure that she had been giving Tamlin all these sexy signals that like maybe tonight's the night. And so she knew he'd come to her room, and she made sure to not be there when he came, and she was in Lucian's room, and she was,
Yeah.
in this. Yeah, and so she's really setting him up to get absolutely destroyed by this High Lord. And I'm like, I was like, I don't know what Lucian did.
he was bonded to my sister. And
well, no, I guess the thing is he helped Tamlin with all this
he
stuff.
helped Tamlin. He did not save her when she was being abused by Tamlin. Fuck him.
That's fair.
That's manipulate
fair.
Tamlin into murdering you.
That's fair. Like, I do think that is her thing. Like, all these people watched this stuff happen and none of them did anything except Alice. Alice calling sick tomorrow. But yeah, she's really setting those two up. And then there's the High Priestess, who is like a Mr. Magoo level buffoon. And she's just the worst. And this is a character in all of those villainous comics as well. Is you've got to have like, I'm trying to think like how would you classify it? So like in every villainous comic I've ever read, the villainous who like you're rooting for, it's like, oh, I'll play the role of the villainous if that's what they want me to be, and she's secretly like gonna win and become the queen and be the awesome queen that everybody likes. But there's always like the first one, the first person they got to get rid of before like the main person, and that is Ianthe, or Ianthe, however they say it. Ianthe is a terrible person. She's vapid, shallow. She's a priestess who doesn't seem to believe in her own crap. She just uses her position, which is largely ceremonial, to get stuff and dudes. She's dude crazy. She's not big on consent. She uses her position to lure men into situations where they can't say no matter whether it's like going to ruin their lives or ruin their relationships. She doesn't care. It's all about her and her lust for dude. And boy, does Feyre love dunking on her.
Yeah. Every chance that she can upstage her or make her look lesser, she'll take it.
Feyre removes her placement rock. She's conducting a ritual that's supposed to align perfectly with the rising sun. And Feyre moves her rock 5 feet to the left, and Feyre stands where the sun's going to land. And Ianthe puts her hands up, and the sun's supposed to come up between her hands, and it doesn't. And she's got her eyes closed, and she has no idea. Meanwhile, the sun's shining on Feyre, and Feyre's using her magic to make herself glow and stuff. And all the people are like freaking out. And she's like, Lucian, Tamlin's watching. Kiss my hand. And he's like, yeah, I'm a knight. I'll kiss your hand. And Tamlin's just like his little claws are coming out.
His Wolverine claws, because they come out of his knuckles.
Do they?
I believe so.
Oh, that's maybe more intimidating than what I was imagining.
Yeah, I don't think they come out of his fingers like Meg from Family Guy.
I I guess Sabretooth's claws come out of his fingers. I could picture Tamlin as a Sabretooth-esque type.
I don't even know what Sabretooth's deal is, other than
I think he has a
kind of a
healing
dick.
factor as well. He
And
has a
he's a
healing
dick.
factor too, and he
Yeah.
also has like some weird beast powers. So she's doing that, and then Ianthe comes up with a plan where she's going to do a false flag operation and then save the court from her
Yeah.
her false flag.
The ground around the temple is dying. It's the Naga. Don't worry though. I have a plan.
I did genuinely laugh at that scene where she comes into like this brunch and she's telling everybody, she's like, Tamlin, perhaps we should talk privately. And Feyre's like, you could talk here, you could talk. Some spies from Hybern have come, but they're our allies, right? You love them so much, so why don't you tell your story in front of the spies from Hybern? And she's like, well, okay, the grass around my temple is dying. Everybody in the room looks at her. Everybody, the spies, Tamlin, Lucian, Feyre, everybody's like, who the hell cares? Do you know how many people are going to die next week? They're bringing down the wall so that we can kill everyone. I don't care about your lawn. She's like, well, don't worry. The Naga, I'm going to take care of them. It's like, do that. Who let you into my brunch? But two guys, well, no, not two guys. Creepy twins from Hybern show up.
Yes. And Jurian, a human general.
Jurian was an eye in a necklace for a few hundred years.
Yeah, he's maybe gone a little insane. Or
I feel
not,
for
brother.
that. He's kind of a dick, but like, you would be, if you were him. He had a pretty uniquely bad time.
So he's here with these twins who are niece and nephew of Hybern. And, I kind of got some, like, we're more than just twins vibes from them.
Yeah, they're very Lannister-esque.
Yeah.
Dagden and Barana. And I could not remember which was which.
Ooh. I want to say Dagden is the dude?
I think he is. But it was confusing me because I kept thinking of what's his name? Kenneth Branagh? The guy, the director? Or Eric? I don't know his name. Jamie the Gravy Man would know his name. But his last name is Branagh.
I should ask, how far in the book are you? Because you haven't finished it, right?
I haven't finished the book yet. Okay, what's the last thing that's happened? Last thing that's happened is Nesta has agreed to train with Amren, and they're making plans to go to the Nightmare Court.
Oh,
to get
you're
the
pretty
guys.
early on. Yeah.
You say that, but it's like, no, I guess it's maybe like a quarter of the way through.
I have finished the book, so
I don't know what Nesta's problem is. She got a great deal out of this.
We'll have to talk about that because I was thinking the exact same thing. Oh, boo-hoo, you got magic and you're immortal. That must suck.
I can't imagine why. I can't imagine why humans still exist in this world.
Yeah.
I feel like, there were once many human species on this planet. We had the Neanderthals, we had the Denisovans, and
I don't even know about that second group you just talked about because they got so wiped out. I wasn't
the
even
hobbits.
aware.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
And they
where's your Shire now? Age of Man, bitch.
They all lived at the same time as human, Homo sapiens. And then Homo sapiens got there and now they don't live there anymore. And I feel like the same thing would have to happen if there were
they did breed with Homo sapiens as well. So
yeah, well, and if that was possible, if there was some kind of half elf here.
They're half fairies. They maybe haven't heard about them yet. They were all ruthlessly hunted down to extinction after the war ended.
I thought we won.
Yeah, but the humans didn't want to be reminded of all the Fae, and the Fae looked down upon them as being too human. So
Can you answer a question for me that I still don't fully understand? I'm sure I've brought this up in every book. I remember thinking of all the various ways I could use ash to hurt the fairies. I remember thinking of like a fine mist of ash dust that they
yes,
could inhale and then die horribly from the inside out. But like, barring that, assuming you don't have access to my crazy bioweapons, how in God's name does a human even begin? Like, there's a point where Jurian's like, watch your tongue, girl. And she's like, you better watch your tongue, girl, because I have the powers of 6 quarts. And it's like, well, what if you just had the power of one average fae?
well,
Surely
first
you
of
could just,
all, it's 7 quarts, Ben, but also,
whatever.
uh, yeah, no, I feel like any average Fae could break him in half like a toothpick. You remember the first book where Tamlin used some magic to conceal like half of his court, so she was like, "Huh, there's not a lot of people on the grounds," and in reality, there were a lot of people on the grounds. Could you not just do that and like? I'm gonna send in an army of like 100 invisible fairies and just ruin everything.
I also feel like it was way harder to kill fae in the first book.
Well,
They
they
go
didn't
down
have any.
pretty
It
easy
was
in this one.
yeah, it was hard to get ash in the first book.
Well,
Now they
yeah, but
just
like
have groves of it.
Jurian just carries a sword.
Yeah,
Did I
made
guess
of
the
well,
cauldron
actually,
beefed him up or
I don't
something?
think iron does. Yeah,
Iron
I don't
doesn't do
know.
anything.
Maybe. Yeah, iron doesn't do anything.
They could have given the Fae. I mean, I guess it would have hurt the drama here, but like, there's a lot of other limitations on Fae and mythology, like they can't lie. But yeah, interesting. Because like conversely, I could think of a lot of things you could do with Ash, but I can also think of a lot of things you could do with magic. And again, I can think of a lot of things you could do if you could fly, and
Well,
most of
they
the other
are
people
going to
can't
start
fly.
blowing Faebane, powdered Faebane at people. So I assume you could blow powdered ash if you wanted to kill them.
Fly up
Well,
like
also
100
you'll see
feet.
a battle where a bunch of flying soldiers descend to the ground and then fight like Roman legions. Not
That's
what I would
insane.
do. Yeah, I would just fly up and drop boulders from the sky.
Yeah.
They don't even have to be particularly large.
No. Terminal velocity.
Yeah.
F equals ma, guys. Yeah, no, I would definitely drop boulders because I remember him saying like you need to learn how to carry, you need to learn how to fly with the weight of like a sword and a shield, and I was like, yeah, I would just drop a bunch of rocks,
Yeah.
dust them with Faebane. I'm really like, I understand how war crimes happen because like it does seem just so easy. Like
Well,
such a
see, they
convenient
don't.
solution to all your problems is
Yeah,
just
they don't have a Geneva Convention, and they're using the cauldron, so it's justified.
like what's the fantasy equivalent of white phosphorus? So she's weaving her plots and plans. Brana and Dagnan are there. Jurian's there. Brana and Dagnan and Jurian are there to investigate the wall because we know there are holes in the wall, but they're not very big. Not something you could put an army through. You can only put one through at a time, which, to be honest, seems like it would be enough, especially if nobody's waiting for you on the other side.
Right. Yeah,
And
we're just gonna slip through like 300 magical super soldiers. Easy.
yeah, or like 12. It
You don't
it
need
really,
much to
yeah.
massacre human cities.
Yeah, no. And the nearest human city doesn't seem to be that close to the wall anyway. So know. But whatever. That's what they're there. They're surveying. They're trying to bring down the wall. And Feyre's playing the good host. She's showing them around. And she's making sure Lucian comes with her. But the Tamlin doesn't.
Yeah. I'm just not ready yet.
Not ready to, like, be within 10 feet of you yet. She pretends to paint because she used to like to paint. I'm trying to think, what other stuff does she do? It drags out for a little bit. She's plotting to bring down the court.
Yeah, the Sentinels are starting to really dislike Tamlin because he is siding with the priest over her, or over them, I mean. And he executed a bunch of them. Or the sentries, not Sentinels, whatever.
So he killed two. Yeah, well, he killed. I think they are called Sentinels, actually.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, he killed two of them. They're his troops. He killed two of them when Feyre left, and then the other ones that are charged with watching her. She also makes. She also provokes Tamlin to anger, and he takes a swing at her, and she is more than capable of
dodging
or shielding herself, and she chooses not to because she wants a mark. She wants to show people that how violent he is, and so she allows him to, like, knock her through a chest of drawers or something, and she does get pretty dang bruised up, and she's noticing she's not healing so quick. I wonder what's going on with that.
Yeah, it's weird.
But then it works in her favor, though, because the guards see she's all bruised up, and they're like, starting to think Tamlin might be a real piece of shit. And Tamlin's like, I'm sorry. She's like, I know, I made you angry, Tamlin. I'm sorry. And
yeah, she does times, okay?
She does all this in front of the guards, too, and they're just like, oh, this is no. No.
Yeah, it's old-timey. You can beat your wife, but, like, you're not supposed to leave a mark.
And
what do you think this is? Fantasy Seattle? No.
Yeah, no, the guards aren't about this. But then the false flag happens.
I can't even remember how this played out. It was
the Naga come.
Oh, that's right.
Ianthe's like, the Naga are coming. The Naga are coming. They've stolen keys somehow and gotten through the gate. And Feyre's like, oh no, the Naga are coming. And Tamlin's like, wait here. I'll protect you from the Naga. And then he runs out and he comes back and he's like, we got him. And then they find the guard who lost the keys. And Feyre knows that he didn't do it. Feyre knows that Ianthe came in, put a sleeping spell on him. That's why he was asleep at his post. And that she stole his keys and gave them to the Naga.
Because Feyre has mind powers. We forgot to mention
she's
that.
a Daimati or a Daimati.
Yeah.
I meant to look that up. What is that word?
And she's shielding the entire court from Brand. Ah, fuck! God damn it! The twins, the Hybern twins. All I think about is Brandon Braga, the Star Trek guy.
Somebody, I'm reading here. Somebody says Daimati means demon mind, but it doesn't. That's not actually what that means in Greek, but that's okay. Because demon doesn't mean demon in Greek. It's different. That's fine. I think there's probably something to be said for the fact that those weren't really Naga either. But so she unlocks that memory. I don't know if you said that. And that guy is like, yeah, she did it. And Feyre, Tamlin's like, or no, Ianthe's like, we're not going to listen to this guy. We're not going to listen to you lie and cover up for yourself. Tamlin, whip him. Tamlin's getting his whip out, and Feyre's like, I'll hear him. And Ianthe's like, with all due respect, Your Highness, you can't. Not allowed.
Nope.
And Tamlin's like,
shut up.
Tamlin's like looking between her and looking between Ianthe, and he's like, well, maybe. And Ianthe's like, people are going to, are you not in charge here, Tamlin? She just tell you what to do? Tamlin's like, I am in charge. I'm very in charge. I'm going to whip this guy.
Right. Who's the man? I'm the man.
and Feyre's like, I wouldn't whip him if I were you. I want to hear what he has to say. Surely there's no harm in hearing him out. And Tamlin's just whipping. 21 lashes. When the guy's done getting whipped, he's in pretty bad shape. Feyre goes to check on him. She visits him in the barracks. She makes sure he gets amazing medical care. I think she stops short of using her healing magic because she's trying to curry that favor.
Yeah,
she wants to be
she
seen
whips
many
out that
days in a
Blue
row.
Cross Blue Shield and is like, this will cover, you will only have to pay a $25 copay. It's pretty sweet. That shit you were on before, that Aetna, yeah, that's not doing it for you. Here you go, man.
Now the guards are starting to look at Feyre's face. They're like, how'd you get those bruises, Feyre? She's like, oh, don't worry about it. But now the other guards are talking. They're like, I know how she got those bruises. This guy's a fucking monster. Psychopath. He's beating her up. He's beating us up. I'm thinking maybe rebellion. And Feyre's like,
got him.
And
so that's when she decides to leave. But I think the reason I think he attacked her was because he did something to the royals, right? Prior to this, I think. So they're going to the wall several times.
Who attacked it? You're playing the pronoun game.
The royals. He attacked Feyre because she...
Dagden attacks Feyre.
No. Tamlin attacked Feyre because he jeopardized his alliance with the royals. They send a bogey after them. Or a bogey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because the royals
they murder some humans.
The Hyberns. Yeah, they ate some people.
Jurian didn't like that. Humans. Yeah, Jurian didn't like that.
Complicated character. Oh, no. Jurian's going to do something.
Is it going to shock you, Ben, to find out that Jurian is a secret not asshole?
No, not at all. I was actually thinking Jurian is going to, like, Darth Vader Palpatine this guy into the cauldron at the end. That's kind of what I'm envisioning.
That would have been awesome.
And then he'll die and he'll be like, I just want to see you with my own eye. And then he'll take it out of the necklace. No. But I figured it seems like Jurian's main thing is like that chick double-crossed him or something. And that's why he's mad. A lot of people are, I know like wars are fought over this stuff, but like, man, everybody has a really bad romantic relationship that's kind of just killing millions of people. But yeah, so that's why Tamlin attacks her. Well, she goads him with something. I forget what she says to him.
Yeah, she says some shit to him though in the immediate aftermath of sending the bogey after that.
Oh, she calls him. Because I laughed at this too. She straight up calls him a sellout.
Yeah,
and I don't know if that's what set him off. Oh, she calls him a sellout and a whore. I think that's what set him off.
But I sold out to get you back.
And I think she says something like you hoard out your whole kingdom or something. And then he's like claws out. But yeah, so Feyre's planning on leaving. She's sowing all her little seeds. And she knows that when she doesn't come back from this mission, the guards are going to blame the alliance with Hybern, and there's going to be a conflict. And she doesn't really know who's going to win, but she doesn't really care because it's going to take the spring court out of the running for a little while. And as she's about to leave, Lucian, she's been pretending to be his friend, it does kind of hurt. I know why she's doing it, because like, didn't take. Yeah, he did watch while a lot of shit happened to her. Now that you mention it, like I do get why she's pissed, but she's been pretending to be his friend, and so it does kind of hurt that she was like gonna just leave him there. but then she sees Ianthe has him in these like anti-magic handcuff things. She's got him up against a tree, and she's sexually assaulting him. We should probably put a content warning at the beginning. And she Feyre doesn't like that. And Feyre's like, I should go. Feyre, you should go. Don't get involved. The plan is perfect. And then she watches some more of this happen. She's like, you know what? Feyre believes in enthusiastic consent, and Feyre has had about enough of this chick. And she walks into the thing, and she's like, Ianthe, I'm just going to give you one chance, and I know you're not going to take it, and I think that's going to be satisfying, but one chance to just knock it the fuck off. And Ianthe's like, she does her little thing where it's like, you can't touch me, blah, 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 blah. And Feyre's like, okay, I warned you. Mask off, mind powers. She throws her whole psychic force into Ianthe, and she takes over Ianthe's mind. And she's like, okay, so here's what we're going to do, Ianthe. You're going to pick up the biggest rock you can find. Yeah, that one will work. And you're going to put your hand down there, and you're going to smash your hand with that rock until I tell you to stop. And Ianthe's like crying and trying to resist. And she's like, okay, start smashing. And she starts smashing. And Lucian's staring at Feyre. And Feyre's staring at Ianthe. And Ianthe's like sobbing, but Feyre won't like let her scream. And she's smashing and smashing and smashing. And this goes on for a little bit. The hand is now essentially like a skin bag. And Feyre's like, okay, that's good enough. Now here's what's going to happen to your hand. You could go get a healer, and they could fix the bones, but never the scars. Every time you look at your hand, you're going to remember how important consent is. And you're never going to do anything without anyone's consent again. And in fact, you're never going to approach anyone first again. Only people who want to talk to you are going to have anything to do with you. And then you're going to forget I made you do all this. And you're going to sit there confused and alone until somebody finds you. And then and then there's like slow clap from the woods. And the Hybern twins come out. And the one is just like, De Mati. How do they say that in the book?
Yeah, that sounds right.
De Mati?
Yeah.
Okay, because I think in Greek it would be Demati. Like it's demon, not Damon, but people say Damon. So okay. So Demati is what you are. And we are too. And now we're going to kung fu fight. But Feyre, have you wondered why perhaps your head hurts so much? And Feyre thinks my head does hurt. My head's actually been hurting for like 3 weeks. And my healing powers aren't working. And I thought it was just the strain of trying to keep every idiot in this place shielded from the obvious psychic threat. But no, it wasn't the burden of trying to shield literally everyone in the palace. It was actually, we were poisoning you, Feyre. We were putting Feybane in your food. And then that apple you ate in front of us, like a douchebag.
Yeah,
you talked,
that was my exact spot like a douchebag.
And you specifically were talking to us with your mouth full and you were being all snide and smarmy. That apple, Feyre, that very apple, full of it, full of Feybane. So much Feybane it would put down a Fey elephant. And now you're going to die powerless. Now, by my calculation, the poison should take full effect in about 20 minutes. Now you might wonder why I didn't wait until then. But here's the thing, Feyre. I'm like 1,000 years old. And because we're twins, so is he. And Feyre's like, I'm just gonna stop you. Like, before I die, like, I gotta know. Are you guys shacking up? Like, what is this?
Yeah, what is this? Seriously, what is happening?
Like, is this are fairies cool with that? Like, do you guys have DNA? Like, are you worried about the inbreeding coefficient? No, okay, that's fine. So then Feyre's like, 20 minutes, you say. 20 minutes. Okay. And then Feyre turns into a shadow monster and flies at this dude and just starts stabbing him. And then he's holding up pretty well. Like, he's better than her at fighting. He's got like 1,000 years of experience. But what he has that Feyre doesn't is someone he loves nearby. Sorry, Lucian. And Feyre sets her on fire.
Yeah. Pretty awesome.
And that it is actually pretty amazing. And that distracts him. And he's like, how dare you? And then she's just like stabbing. And then Lucian gets in and he starts stabbing. And then everybody's just killing these two twins. I'm underselling it. It's actually very satisfying.
Oh, yeah.
I did thoroughly enjoy. I wasn't expecting that. I knew something was going to go wrong with her plan. And I thought these guys would fight her, and I knew she'd get away, but I didn't think she was going to kill them. And that she just like overkill, like she realizes she's got 20 minutes until the poison takes effect, and she just uses every power and fucking destroys them. And I kind of loved that. And then they're sitting there in a pile of blood, and Lucian's like, you're leaving. And she's like, yeah, I'm leaving. He's like, what, were you just going to leave me? And she's like, yeah, I was. And he's like, well, I'm coming with you. And she's like, no. He's like, I'm coming with you. And she's like, no, I don't want that. Like, look, consent's very important to me, and I would fight for anyone's consent, even yours, but like, we're not cool. I don't know if like this big reveal has shown you that or not, Lucian, but I kind of hate you. And I was okay with you dying, but not getting sexually assaulted. Because Feyre has standards.
Yeah.
But Lucian's eventually like, come on, we got to go. You can't get there by yourself. You're out of magic. You can't teleport. And she's like,
you ate an entire apple full of Feybane like a douche. So you're out of magic.
I wondered why Sarah J. Maas was going out of her way. Feyre has never done anything like this in the entire series up until this point. Feyre's literally sitting there like, what in the apple? Like, yep. No, your problem there is with the wall. Problem there with the wall is you guys are weird twincest rape monsters. Maybe if you weren't such garbage, maybe that hole would work better for you. Then she just walks away. She throws the apple and walks away.
Yeah.
Like, what was that scene? And then you're like, oh, I got it. Yeah, I got it. It was just a big old thing of poison. Because then you're wondering, like, why are they talking back to her? Why didn't they just beat her up? But yeah, no, that was funny. So Lucian teleports them. They get out, or they get to the mountain thing where there's an under the mountain thing, and then they take a secret tunnel to the Autumn Court. And Lucian doesn't want to be in the Autumn Court because he's from the Autumn Court and he's the seventh son, and all the other sons want to kill him because he's better than them at everything, and people like him more. And even though he's seventh in line for the throne, they don't want to take any chances. And also, they would 100% sell out Feyre to their father. I guess their father's lost his powers.
No, he lost a small amount in reviving her, and he's the kind of guy that you can't be at 99%. He's got to be at 100. So I've gotta
Well,
kill
then
you
why do you revive her?
because he didn't think that he would lose that permanently. He thought it would be like, you know how you go for a jog, you run out of energy, but then you recover. Figured he'd just recover. He'd just drink his protein shake, eat a nice meal and get a good night's rest, and he'd be fully back up. But no, he's only at 99%.
Yeah, I don't feel bad for him. I don't care.
No, he's a piece of shit. You're not supposed to feel bad for him. But the alternative was to go to the summer court, and in the last book, they maybe did a little bit of a heist, and so she has
there's
a
like
blood
a fatwa on them or something.
Yeah. If she goes there, she'll be killed on sight. So they figured the autumn court is the better play.
Yeah, so they're walking through the autumn court, and things are going pretty well. They stay in a moldy cave.
Well, that's actually the end of part 1.
Oh,
going
shoot.
to the autumn court. Yeah, we're actually done with part 1.
Well, can I go a little further? Can we just go until they get back to the night court?
Sure.
Yeah, because this is super quick.
Part 1 is them going like, we're going into the autumn court, and you think like, oh shit, they're going to be here for a while. No, they're not going to be here for a while.
Okay, so they go through the autumn court, and Lucian keeps trying to get her to talk, and he's like, so all this time, you didn't really want to go back to Tamlin. And Feyre's like, what was your first clue, jackass? He's like, well, I guess it's good to see the mask dropped. She's like, I'm going to kill you. Like, I don't know.
Speaking of mask, you're welcome again, by the way. Thanks for repaying me by being the shittiest friend.
She's like, you guys suck at the spring court. You suck so hard. And yeah, I prefer the night court. I am 100% with Reese, 100% not with Tamlin. I think it's really weird how invested in Tamlin's romantic relationships you are, Lucian.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, tell me a little bit about your sister.
Yeah. And
she's engaged. Like hell she is.
She tells him she's engaged. So you got a bit of an uphill battle here, Lucian. She's engaged to a human who is racist against Fae. And now that she is a Fae, that guy is probably not going to marry her because he would try to kill her. And
so it sounds like I've got a chance.
And he's like, well, did she love him? And Feyre's like, yeah, I think so. I mean, we were a little concerned about the militant racist thing, but I guess she was willing to look past that. And
hey, it wasn't racism turned on her, right? And what were the odds that she was going to be turned into a Fae?
Well, she knew her sister was a Fae, so that was...
Well,
I mean...
She wasn't born that way, so maybe we could slide, Maybe we could say, like, she's one of the good ones.
Militant racists are famously flexible.
Yeah. It's like when someone says they're going to deport all illegals and you're married to an illegal, but you're like, but she's one of the good illegals, so I bet she'll get to stay. That's what that's like. I don't know anyone who did that. I don't know why I'm bringing it up. That's definitely not a real world scenario that I learned about of one of my relatives just yesterday. That is a real situation that's happening. That's just a hypothetical I came up with off the top of my head. Anyway, yeah, militant racist and.
So, look, I'm going to be real with you. did it hurt to become Fae? Like, I'm asking you honestly, this is a spoiler I need. Like, I don't really get why either of them are upset. I don't get why everyone doesn't just become Fae.
I think that after Nesta became Fae, she took something from the cauldron because they tried to make one of the queens into a Fae, and she became really old.
Nice. Okay.
so
Yeah.
so not
Yeah.
everyone
Okay.
can just become Fae, but I don't know why. Like, I guess Elaine is upset because her husband to be is a militant racist against who she is.
I don't really feel that bad for Elaine. Like, that
No,
sucks, I guess. But like,
no,
that guy sounds
I don't know.
bad.
Yeah, he sounded like a piece of shit. He turns out to be a piece of shit. His dad is a piece
Yeah.
of shit.
Right. Like, that's. I
And
mean,
I don't
that
know
is
why Nesta
obvious,
is
right?
like, I didn't consent to
Well, look.
becoming immortal with magic
Here's the
powers and
thing.
super strong. And it's like, Jesus, I'm sorry.
I don't get Nesta. I don't get why she's so pissed. But I think she's still my favorite character because she's so pissed. Maybe this is why I married Shy. Like,
We're learning some things about Ben through reading.
like I just really like how like punk Nesta is. Like, Nesta is just does not. She doesn't like being a Fae because you made her be a Fae. Because authority told her she was going to be a Fae, and she's sick of being told what she's going to do and how she's going to live and who she's going to be. And now you're just telling her, like, oh, you're just going to live this whole other life now in this whole other body? Fuck you. I'm going to kill all of you. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill her. I'm going to kill anybody who gets in the way of me killing them. And you know who else I like? Who my second favorite character is? Amryn, because she's also some kind of weird murder monster. And Amryn looks at Nesta and she's like, I respect the shit out of you, girl. And I'm like, yes, this is the buddy cop drama I needed. I need Nesta and Amryn just like Django Unchained going through just murdering High Lords. Oh, that made me so happy. So anyway, back to our story. They're they get through most of the autumn court, but then one of the caves they're sleeping in, one of the many convenient caves, they wake up to the sounds of "Get the fuck up! We're kidnapping you." It's Lucian's brothers. They found him. It turned out walking through the court right next to the guy's palace, and Lucian said they were 100% going to get caught if they did that. Well, they 100% got caught, and now they're being kidnapped. But you know what? Feyre, her magic's starting to come back, and now that she's in the autumn court, her autumn magic is especially starting to come back. And Feyre has a little bit of a go-to distraction technique that she's developed over all of her training with the Illyrians, and that is she sets them on fire.
Yeah.
And then they collapse the cave on them, and then they run. And they run for miles. They run up mountains. They run down mountains. They get to a gorgeous ice-covered lake in the winter zone.
Yeah, we're right on the edge of the winter court now.
And they start walking on that lake, and they get pretty far out into the lake, and then that guy, they hear, "Hey, assholes!" And they turn around, and it's Lucian's brothers again, and now they're melting the lake. And Lucian's like, "Run!" She's like, "Wait, maybe I could refreeze the lake." And then, like, she gets shot with a bunch of arrows. He's like, "They don't just have fire." And she starts running, and she's like, she's using her ice powers to like Iceman freeze the lake as they're running across it, and that's not really doing a whole ton. And then the guy remembers he can teleport, so he teleports in front of her, and then he like slams her face into the ice, and she gets all cut up, and it turns into a whole big brawl. Two guys are fighting Lucian. She's fighting this one dude. He's got her by the hair, and he's just dragging her across the ice. And then I guess like her magic's kicking back in because she all of a sudden Cassian and Azrael warp in, and Azriel just starts beating the hell out of the other two. Lucian helps out, and then Cassian's like, he gives Feyre, he's like, "Hey Feyre, nice to see you again. Do you remember everything I taught you?" And she's like, "I do." And he's like, "Execute move beta
Order 66."
and she shoulder throws this dude or something, and then Cassian is just on him and he's beating the crap out of him, and Cassian like cuts him up and he stabs him in the gut, and Cassian's about to finish him off, and then Feyre remembers the political implications and she shouts stop, and then she unleashes her tattoo and she's like, "I am the High Lady of the Night Court." And the guy's like, "There's no such thing as a High Lady." And she's like, "Tattoo." And I guess like that proves it. I'm guessing they can read whatever's on her arm and that proves it. Because she is in fact the High Lady. Rhys made her a co-equal partner in the Night Court, which basically is unheard of. He's given a lot of power to her, a lot of his own authority, basically. And it's weird for two reasons, I guess. One, because they're misogynist, and then two, because like even though a lot of these people who are in relationships where they're like mated for life, for whatever reason, they don't treat their spouse as like an equal partner. I don't.
Yeah. Why would you want to do
know
that?
why they do. Well, like, do they not fully trust them? Like, I can understand you're like, well, you know, any relationship could go bad or whatever. I don't want to like give you half of my company, or you know, like let's have a prenup for our bonded mate ritual.
Yeah, that's what we need. We need a prenup.
But yeah, I was like, whatever. But anyway, they're suitably impressed, suitably stunned. And she's like, "Now you can either murder the High Lady of the Night Court and start a war, or you can fuck off." And they fuck off. And when they fuck off, she collapses into Cassian's arms and she's like, "Take me the fuck back to that townhouse.
I need to go back to Seattle."
And that's where part one should have ended.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, so next time we'll find out what Feyre's sisters have been up to, what Rhys has been up to. Why didn't Rhys come to save her? And let's check in with our old friend Morgan.
And we're going to do a bunch of side quests to prepare for this war. We're doing the Mass Effect 3 getting war assets thing.
Yeah. I don't care now, though, because I will give Sarah J. Maas this. It's a lot more fun with the Night Court crowd than the Spring Court crowd.
100%. I also didn't mind because it felt like they were a little more important to the story this time around, too.
Yeah, like you genuinely like all these characters. Like they got a little like X-Men thing going on. I like that. Like we're just like a secret band of friends. Well, they're not secret because they're like the High Lord and High Lady, but like we're a band of friends who just like go around saving the world. Like I can get with that. We all have our wacky, weird powers and roles. Amryn drinks blood.
Yeah. Type. She's not going to do that after the end of this book, Ben.
Oh, is she dead?
Not quite. You'll just have to find out, Ben.
Oh no, is it worse? Does she become a normie?
I can't tell you, Ben. I can neither confirm nor deny.
Well, then why did you start telling me?
Because it'll motivate you, I guess, to push on through. And
dude, I read like 200 pages of this book yesterday. I sent you a picture of the margins. Like,
yeah, I did not realize that the margins and the spacing was like
it's 1.5 space.
Very
and it's like Goosebumps-esque margins.
Very generous. Yeah,
it's like reading a children's book, but there's very explicit erotic content. I guess it would be weird for part 2 to just start with like boning.
Yeah, that is exactly what's about to happen. And that's where we're going to start. Our part 2. Explicit, erotic, boning. They are going to be shouting Night Court while Lucian.
Speaking of shouting, we should shout out the patrons. What are some names you would want to shout? Were you in the Night Court?
Jacob Lansky doing whatever the fuck he wants. Motherfucker.
Take that, Jacob. Oh, we've got Isekai Sensei Sama of that time I got reincarnated in the same world as an anime podcaster podcast. If you like this stuff, check out the heroin addiction episodes of the of Isekai Sensei Sama's podcast.
Got Spooky Shy with a Y. Because if I shout her out, then she can't hear the shout out unless she listens to the episode. So
Shy fell asleep. Somebody came to our house. A couple of people now have done this actually, and they see my bookshelves because they're in the living room, and they go, "Oh, A Court of Thorns and Roses, Shy, how did you like that?" And Shy's like, I don't read that shit. That's funny.
But no, yeah, that's Ben's book.
That's my smut. Then who haven't we shouted out? Jamie, the Gravy Man. It's absolutely wild that they haven't made a TV show out of this yet.
I'm sure they'll make
this
movies.
This is what HBO wanted with Game of Thrones. Just your weird, sexy fantasy stuff.
Don't forget Wabi Award-winning John Bierce, a real author. I think you had some shout-outs for him specifically, though, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he's the author. It's still relevant. So, of course, John Bierce is the author of The Rack, The Mage Errant, and More Gods Than Stars. More Gods Than Stars is now serializing on his Patreon. It's like 2 chapters a week, which is crazy to me, not to fans of the genre, I guess. We talked about that on another episode. Check it out. But also, you should pre-order Mage Errant in your local bookstore. It's getting a major release, and if it does well, they'll release more of it. So pre-orders are actually really important with that stuff. I know it's at Barnes and Noble.
All right,
that's
it. Join us next time for some smut.